This is how I made $3,000 trading NQ this morning in the span of only 9 minutes from market open. Now, I want to run you guys through this exact trade. I want to show you the exact live recording of me taking this trade as well in my Discord, so you guys can see how my behavior is, what my plan was going into the day, how my execution looked, how my price targets looked, and just run you guys through pretty much every little detail of why this trade was taken and how it was taken. So without further ado, I'll show you guys the recording, and then we'll talk more about the actual explanation of the trade. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Let's kind of jump in here and get started with some things that I want to see basically going into open. So first things first, I do want to take a double check real quick, see if there's anything else today. 9:45 is PMI. We didn't have anything in the morning. The only thing that we have today is 9:45 PMI. So 15 minutes into open. Most likely want to stay patient for that and see kind of how the market's going to react. So kind of where we are, we talked about this last night of kind of what I wanted to see and how I expected to see an expansion through these highs, and we're already starting to see that here. Bigger time frame, like I said last night as well, that weekly fair value gap, that weekly volume imbalance is where I kind of want to see market continue to expand back into. There's a possibility to see a weekly profile play out this week that could be bearish. Monday, Tuesday, maybe see a move higher and then look to sell back down out of this fair value gap later on in the week. But going into today, I definitely would want to see either a continuation to that weekly fair value gap or an initial pullback. So looking at just the price action that we've created from the overnight session, there's not a lot of here for me to base a super strong bias off of. It's just a straight up move. When I zoom into the smaller time frames, my goal is to try to figure out, okay, is there internal liquidity? Is there structure that I can base an opinion off of? And right now there's really nothing. So going into open, and because it's Monday as well, it's the start of the week, there's no profile. My goal is to be patient, let more price action build up, because right now there's not a lot that I can base a super strong bias off of. I want to be patient going into open, let the market do its thing, see if we want to rebalance, take some of these internal lows, or if we just want to continue to expand towards the weekly fair value gap. But I want to be patient, let price action, let the picture be more clear, right? We always like to use the analogy of Pictionary, right? We want to let the drawing continue to be drawn so that we can guess what it is with that one guess. So we'll be patient going into open. We got 2 minutes. We'll let's have a good Monday. Let's have a good start to the week. We'll see what PMI ends up doing at 9:45, and let's see what happens. Now, ES does have this clear 15-minute fair value gap that has not been tapped into yet. So I'd like to see the reaction from there. Now, initially, we do have a bullish SMT. ES ends up rebalancing, takes this low, taps the 15-minute fair value gap. And Q tapped back into the 5-minute here as well. So we'll see if this wants to hold or we want to dig deeper back in this range. We also have stacked equal highs up here, which is cool, which is good to see too. Because that's basically kind of what I want to see here. The more that price action is starting to build out, my bias right now is I'd want to see this 15-minute fair value gap hold bullish and look to see an expansion higher. Starting to get bought up here. There's not a lot of internal structure to base. I'd want to see this act as almost like a breaker. If we get bought up out of this fair value gap and we can run through a fair value gap, then I think it's a good long. But we're really early in the opener. We also have news at 15, so we'll kind of see what the market wants to do here. But again, this is more zoomed in. This on the 15-second. The 1 minute hasn't had the change yet. So we'll continue to watch this and see what we want to do. Right now, just selling back down. ES is looking a lot more strong than NQ is. ES is trying to get bought up. NQ is rebalancing. Want to recognize difference in order flow. We'll see if NQ wants to go back one more time, go manipulate the recent low. But this fair value gap got ran. So we'll see what the reaction is here. NQ takes the recent low. Let's see if we want to hold it or we want to continue to displace. This SMT is still intact. We'll see if it gets taken right now. And this wants to be just the manipulation leg. Big 5-minute wick here on ES too, which looks nice. And Q's still trying to hold. I'd want this to be the manipulation leg. If we're bullish, I don't want to see much lower than this. NQ, ES is starting to push towards buy side. Again, NQ just came out, took those lows. New SMT gets put in here. ES is starting to get bought up. We'll see if we want to hold the SMT or not. Just ended up taking that last low again. If we displace above this, I think I'm going to give longs a shot. I'm going to give longs a stab here. Stop's going to be at the low. Looking for buy side. Keep in mind, ES is going to take this high before NQ does. So if ES takes that high, I'm just going to move my stop to break even. But do you guys know how I can... TradingView messed up their limit orders and how to put it on. It's different now. Getting bought up nicely here. Looks beautiful. Again, a lot of room to the upside too on the 5-minute here. I'm just going to most likely let it do its thing. This SMT, I don't want to see get affected because, again, this is morning SMT. Morning SMT comes down. We manipulate at the lows. SMT gets put in. ES takes the high here. This is when you could possibly put your stop at break even or take partials. But because the trend is so strong, I want to see this get bought up and we continue to fly through this because the trend is bullish here. So I'm going to most likely look to continue to see this move here. High gets taken. I'm going to take 2 off there. Stop to break even here. Oh my gosh. All right. It's off, I guess. Whatever. Okay. All right. I'm done. Go enjoy your day. Get off the charts. 9 minutes into open. Again, I tell you guys, it doesn't matter when we come in. It doesn't matter how much time we spend on the live. My goal is to show you exactly what you need to do to execute. That's 3K a day pretty much. From literally 9 minutes into open, exactly what I wanted to see, continuation. If you have runners on, leave your runners on. There's a lot of room to the upside. I'm pissed that TradingView had to change their stupid freaking platform executions, and now I got to figure out how to do it, but whatever. Beautiful morning. Great start to the week. Do not give your profits back if you took that trade. Be safe. I will see you guys tonight for the charting session. We'll go over this trade. We'll see what happens the rest of the day as well. We'll go over the rest of the day in the market. But there's no reason for me to look at the market all day. There's no reason for me to sit here in front of the chart all day and just, jerk off to the chart. My money's made. It's time to go do something else. So basically, I want to run you guys through a little bit more in depth after watching that live about why this trade was taken and kind of my plan. Now, you guys saw a lot of bit about what my plan really was, but I want to talk you guys through a little bit about what I was looking for in my brain while this was kind of going through. So I want to replay price action here. We'll go into kind of price open and talk about what I basically wanted to see. Now, going into the day, because order flow had been so bullish, my goal was I wanted to see price continue to work our way towards that weekly fair value gap. We had on the bigger time frame this weekly volume imbalance and this fair value gap that I wanted to see price rebalance to, which we're still in the process of currently doing. This 15-minute fair value gap, and when I was looking for an area in which we could manipulate this morning, the main thing I was looking for is order flow going to continue to hold bullish? And if we do continue to hold bullish order flow, I need to see clear signs of manipulation so that price can reverse and we can continue to work our trend. So on ES, it was very, very clear we had this 15-minute fair value gap that hadn't yet been tapped back into. There was internal sell side resting below. ES ended up selling off at open. We ended up going to rebalance, taking the internal low, and we put it in SMT. Now, ES is taking this low. NQ is not taking this low. It's a divergence in price. Now, what's also important about this move is not only are we getting a divergence in price, but NQ is also taking internal liquidity. So market comes down, NQ takes internal low, and then with the next forming low, we put in a bullish SMT. So that's the first sign of manipulation I want to look for. Now, what happens afterwards? Market moves back up, but nothing on this move ends up happening because I was looking at the 15-second and I said, okay, this might be the first possible long. We had I'm on the lower time frame. Keep in mind, I'm on a 15-second time frame, and you might be saying, Justin, why are you on a 15-second time frame? Well, price is fractal. If I'm looking at the 1 minute, and the 1 minute is in a bigger time frame for value gap with low getting taken SMT, I got to zoom in to figure out what's going on internally here, right? Price is completely fractal. My model will happen on any time frame, and I'm going to choose the one that makes the most sense to me. So the 15-second ends up getting ran through. So I'm like, okay, it's not ready yet. What I did recognize is ES was having a lot more bullish order flow. There could be an argument that I could have taken it on ES, but you really could have done both. The reason I took it on NQ is because the bottom manipulation was pretty clear to me. So NQ comes all the way back down. We take the internal low, and at this point in time, all I'm looking for is clear manipulation and this SMT to continue to hold, right? Because if this low gets taken, there's again, the buy model could still play out, but it's a lot more higher probability if this SMT can still get put in. So what am I looking for? One last move lower. What happens right here? Equal lows get put in. One last leg, boom, stops out. These equal lows get taken. This SMT on the bigger time frame is still intact. And as soon as this high gets displaced through, I take my long, put my stop at the low, and I'm targeting equal highs. Now, I did want to leave a runner on. As you guys saw in the recording, TradingView changed up how they put on their limit orders, which I didn't realize. Somebody in the chat told me they finally they changed it to the right side, so I just click here and then, put my limit order on. But when I was going into live, I didn't know that change was really the thing that was made. So I ended up taking my position off actually kind of at the best time, even though I wanted to leave a runner. If I add my executions on, let me get out of the replay. But you guys can see the executions here. Executions were perfect on this initial move, bottom and top tick this, expansion move here. But I knew we wanted to go higher because there was a reason for price to go higher, and we had this 30-second breaker here. So if you could look at on the bigger time frame, manipulation going into the morning, SMT gets put in, we displace higher, pull back to the breaker, and then just continue the trend again to the weekly for value gap, in which I'm already looking to see get expanded to, right? So forming the bias today was super, super clean and easy because I know that the market's going to rebalance in the bigger time frame, and because of this clean manipulation going into the morning, it was pretty clear as to where we wanted to go. Now, this could have been another trade here on the breaker, but my plan was to get on the market, take my trade. If it's there, then I'm hopping off, and so that's what we ended up doing. And one of the biggest things that I want you guys to recognize is the consistency of, if you want to make money long term within the market and you want to consistently pull profits from the market, you have to be able to do this. You have to be able to make a plan and tell yourself and continue to reinforce to yourself that you will listen to yourself. Because if I decide and I'm before market open say, all right, Justin, I'm going to come into the day and I'm going to take a trade, and if I make money, I'm going to hop off. And then I come into the market, take a trade, make money, and I continue to trade the rest of the day, and then even lose that money, give it back, or even make more money. It doesn't matter what that is. I'm still building bad habits because I told myself I was going to do something and then I don't do it. You are bound to blowing up by doing that. If you want to make money consistently, you have to be able to do what you say you were going to do. So as soon as that trade was taken, I said, all right, guys, enjoy your day. I'm off. And that's what you have to continue to reinforce to yourself, because if not, you're going to continue to stay on the market. Because again, keep in mind, you're not paid for your time. In trading, you are not paid to sit in front of the market. You are paid for your decision making. And if you continue to become more diligent as to what that decision making should be, for me, it's very clear. There's only one decision I should be making, because it's either, is there a setup? No, then there's no trade. Is there a setup? Yes. Is it high probability? Yes, then I take the trade. And if my plan of the day is one trade and I'm done, then I'm done. And you have to respect yourself, really, is what it is, because it's a game of, you are treating this as so much as a business that you respect yourself to listen to what you actually say you're going to do, because you know that's what's going to make you actually money. You know that's what's going to set you up for success, is by actually doing the things that you say you're going to do. There's nothing that's stopping you from being successful except for you. And until you realize that you're in control of every single decision you make, there's no blame to put. There's no blame on the market to put. There's no blame on anything else to put but yourself. So my goal is to come in, make my money, and get off. It's a 3K Monday. 9 minutes in, that's really all I need to see. It's a beautiful setup. Again, obviously there could have been another long trade here, but my rules was I'm one and done. Opportunity could have been that fair value gap getting ran through. Now, it also was a little bit of a sketchy entry here too, because keep in mind, news at 9:45 ended up opening. We had PMI. So we did end up wicking to the highs, balancing again, continuing to hold that fair value gap as an inverse and then continuing to expand here. And I don't obviously want to see us continue to work our way higher. Obviously into that weekly fair value gap is where I want to see the draw be. So other than that, guys, if you're struggling to have consistent gains, if you can't see clearly in the market, if you continue to be in a losing cycle, you win, you lose, and you feel like you're just going in circles, guys, Tactical Traders Mentorship is made to build successful traders. We have done it before. We will do it with you. And there's been countless times where we have seen people come in that has been in the same cycles that I used to be in. And the whole reason why this worked is because I have gone through all of the problems that you guys are going through. And when I come on and I make these videos, my whole goal is to show you what the reality of clear trading looks like. Because there's a reason why many people on social media won't show you trading, but they'll show you, oh, look at my car, look at my Lambo, look at this, look at my house. No, my goal is to educate you guys, show you the reality of what these concepts can do for your life, and to continue to build confidence with you guys, to show you that it can be done the correct way. So if you guys are looking for extra help with your trading, if you want to be able to access me personally and ask me questions about your trading, to watch me trade live, to be in a community with over 300 people that are working towards the same goal, to get access to a psychologist expert for 18 years who is a trading therapist for other clients in the past, Tactical Traders is where you need to be. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed learning with me. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.